Hey everybody, this is my 125-gallon tank, and for those of you who have not been following along, this here is my spotted tilapia, and it's been getting really aggressive with my tenopoma and with my snakeskin gourami. In fact, I think it's injured my snakeskin gourami. The gourami is having a swim bladder issue at the moment. I think it's going to be its final issue. And I've been informed that more often than not that's a result of injury rather than an infection or something. And I had noticed this tilapia being aggressive with that snakeskin for a week or two prior to it starting to have issues with its swim bladder. And then yesterday I noticed this tilapia getting aggressive with my tenopoma. So my tenopoma has been hanging out down the other end of the tank. And that's just not usual. This is the end of the tank the tenopoma normally hangs out. This is the end of the tank where they get fed. So what we're going to do is get in here and we're going to go ahead and pull this tilapia out. Let me reach over here. I'm trying to get this. There we go. Get that additional light turned on. We'll get a little better look at what's going on in there. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to set up the tripod. See if we see some of this aggression. I'm having a hard time with this camera and looking into the viewfinder, so I hope I'm getting this on video. I'm not really sure what I'm looking at here anymore. At any rate, what we're going to do is we're going to set up the tripod. We're going to get in here with the net and we're going to catch this guy. Shouldn't be terribly difficult for as big as he is, but that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to try to wrangle him down to this end of the tank using two nets. To just sort of corral him into a corner, and then I should be able to sort of rustle him into one of the nets, and from there we're going to go straight into my native tank. So we're probably not going to get that part of it on video. I'm not going to mess around. Once I get him into the net, we're just going to go straight over to the native tank, and since we will have the camera on the tripod, we'll miss all of that, but I will go grab the tripod and get it over there to that tank as soon as I can once the transition happens. So give me a minute, let me get the tripod set up, and we'll go from there and we'll get this guy out of this tank now. Alright everybody, I know for you it's only been an instant, but for me, I had to run out to the truck to get this big net. It's about 12 degrees out right now, so I was not real happy about that. Alright, I'm all discombobulated. I got the wrong hand. As usual, whenever I'm trying to do this working around the camera, it gets a little more complicated for me. See, I ought to have the big net in my... This is the way we should be doing this right now. Right. There we go, that's what I was hoping for. He's heavy. Alright everybody, hang on a minute. Where is he? There he is. So he shouldn't take too long to get comfortable, get familiar with his old home. He spent a year in this tank, almost a year in this tank. So that's probably about it. again, I'm not sure what we're seeing on the camera. There's a little better angle, at least for me. I'm not sure what we were seeing in the camera the whole time. At any rate, probably not going to get to see a lot more excitement other than this. He's just going to swim around and lay low. His colors are probably going to be really dark. I can already see sort of striped marks on him that you don't normally see. So he's not happy, but it won't take him long to settle back in. As I've said, he was in this tank for plenty of time. It won't take him long to remember where he is and just be right back at home again. And this is just going to be his tank. He'll be the boss of this tank. He'll be the dominant. My cat just walked in. I was going to say he's going to be the dominant cat in this tank. He'll be the dominant fish in this tank. He might bully some of the minnows around and stuff like that, but that won't be problematic the way it was with my Tenopoma, and certainly with my snake skin. And of course, even if some of these minnows do get killed by him, I'm not too concerned about it. They die just from predation on the crayfish or the water or whatever. I find dead minnows in here fairly frequently. That's not too much of a concern of mine. My Tenopoma I see as much more of a pet than I do these minnows. And again, it would have been a real shame if this tilapia had done any real serious harm to my Tenopoma. I already feel bad enough suspecting that this is the culprit for the damage to my gourami. But, you know, what can you do? What's done is done. So I'm going to go ahead and call it good. I'll leave you with these two little suckerfish right there lying side by side. Those are the same species. And I do believe that crayfish there to the right has finally passed away. He was moving really slowly this morning, just sort of waggling his legs around a little bit, and now he's just lying still like his battery's finally wound down completely and he's no longer with us. So I'm going to let this tank settle down overnight. I'll be in here in another hour turning the lights out, and then we'll check it out tomorrow and see how everybody's doing and see how that tilapia is settling in. So as always, I would say make sure you're subscribed. That way you won't miss anything I got coming up. As always, I'll thank you for watching this one and say don't forget this is my native tank. I'll see you real soon in the next one.